Hi everyone, this is John Wen. Today is January 17th, 2019. I will record this video to talk about what I've been done in past week. So firstly, let's take a look at the bullets. First, I finally gave up the plan to install the dual boot of Ubuntu along with the Windows to the local laptop, and this laptop is modeled in the XPS 13 9730. So for the XPS PCIe configuration problem, I found there's no way so far that is to install the dual boot of Ubuntu on this computer, and that will cause a lost hard drive time from time. So before I explain why, I hope to give you few backgrounds about the few terminologies. The firstly I hope to introduce is a HCI vs read mode, and basically these two are technical standard for interface that enable the software to communicate with the series ATA devices. That is to move data between the system memory and the SATA storage medium. So the AHCI is a mode that is quite new and that operated for the Intel company that for SATA interface, and it allows more advanced features inherited by SATA. And compared with the RAID, and RAID is much older technology that predates even before the SATA technology, and it is a method that is to improve the performance and reliability by using additional hard drives. So since the AHCI is created by Intel, and this functionality is only used on Intel CPUs and computers, and that is not used by other companies by default. So like the RAID, and has more pretty standardized and also obtained and used by a variety of manufacturers. So let's go back to the bullets. So for this laptop XPS, by default it installed the Windows in the read mode, so we had to switch to the AHCI in order to install the Ubuntu as a dual boot. However, if we try to change the boot mode for Windows from RAID to AHCI in order to let both operation system to be booted in the UEFI boot, and here is a second terminology explanation: UEFI boot vs Legacy boot, and those mode to install the operation system. So for more details, and maybe we cannot cover, but briefly speaking, it is an interface or a software program that is to talk between the firmware and the operation system. So it is a OS installation mode, and we have to enable both the Ubuntu and Windows to boot in the same boot mode. Otherwise, we have to change the mode every time in the BIOS when we choose different operation systems. So while I change them both into the AHCI, sometimes it will cause a problem to not be able to find the hard drive and time from time. So that is a catastrophe while I just working on my computer and suddenly it crashes. And it's very weird on this laptop because I try to install the dual boot on my desktop at home. It takes only 15 minutes to do the whole installation without any error. But for this one, it takes a week, I would say, to take all the possibilities and research online for all solutions. But finally, it turned out it does not work. So I recover the Windows on this laptop and reinstall all the necessities, including Java, Tomcat, Eclipse, etc., and reconfigure the Dataview project from the beginning at this local laptop. So far, the Dataview can be successfully run at local through the Eclipse and also pull the files from private Dropbox account. So here is what I have right now. So same as a video in few weeks before, but um, I tried to reconfigure from the beginning. Right now we are able to pull the files from my private Dropbox account, and you can see we can have the task and the workflows and Dropbox items and can be dragged into this view. So good thing is it has been configured as before, and so the next step I will refer to the tutorials on the Dr. Lu's website and start to create Dataview workflows. Let's take a look at this website. I found few links here. So how to develop a workflow task in Dataview, how to develop a workflow in Dataview. So I think I will start from here. It's a YouTube video. I will watch it first and then try myself to make any workflows and get familiar with how it works and how it generated. So that is a plan for next week or two. Um, so overall, it's updates on my this week's reports. And thank you for your time. And until next time, happy coding.